This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business Podcast and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is as follows. If you are flying first class and no one that you know walks by you in the first class seat, are you really flying first class? And I know this is a little bit of a takeoff and on the issue of, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there, does that tree falling really make any noise? But similarly, when you fly first class, it's almost like charity. There's so many reasons that people do things. I mean, one is we don't fly first class that often, but we'll do so if the cost differential between first and coach is not that bad. In the old days, we'd end up flying first some because you got upgraded. That seems to never happen anymore, as the airlines make more and more of their money off of selling seats and selling premium upgrades and all those kinds of things. So it's very hard anymore to get upgraded. But if the cost is not that different, we'll do it sometimes. But the question, it begs a couple questions. One, if I'm on a long flight, it certainly is a pleasure to fly first class. No question about it. It seems so silly, 700 hours to sit in a nicer seat to get some service and so forth. But it really is a pleasure, and it's a lot easier to do work if you're flying across the country and all those kinds of things. So that's my rationalization and excuse for doing it sometimes. But I'll tell you, there are two thoughts that I have for you. There's almost nothing worse than going to the very back and seeing an arrogant person that you know sitting in first class. It's almost like the old walk of shame. You walk past that person that thinks so highly of themselves, they think they're a god, and you walk all the way back and do the walk of shame. And it just is what it is. And I know that's a personal defect of mine that I even think that way. But when I see somebody, there's a place we travel to regularly, I'm apt to see some people. Some of them are quite arrogant, and I have to walk by them, almost sulk by them towards the back of the plane. And it almost is like the traditional walk of shame or the modern version of the walk of shame. So that's one. The second thing is, if you are fortunate, once in a great while to fly first class, like we flew first class a week or so ago back from Utah, a great pleasure, long enough flight that I was willing to bear the cost of it, use some miles, do those kinds of things, et cetera, et cetera. And if there's nobody on the plane that sees you or that you know, yeah, I guess the question is, did you really fly first class? That's the question. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We try and, of course, mix true business episodes with true ridiculous body of life episodes that some of the people that in business hope can relate to. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Have a great week. Thank you very much.